Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. I am here in Miramar Beach, Florida. Yes, I am kind of crazy and can't stay off of YouTube even while I am on vacation. But anyway, today we are going to be talking all about the YSL new Butter Balms. These are tinted and pH adjusted. We'll talk about it. So we're going to do a little review and discuss these and the differences between these and some of their other lip balms. And we're gonna do the swatches, and we're going to try them all on my lips. Keep in mind that since they're pH adjusted, they might be a little different for each person, but maybe it will still give you a good idea of the color. So if that interests you, stick around and we will hop right on in. All right, guys, so yes, like I said, crazy person, call me a workaholic, I don't know. I don't really consider it work. I love YouTube, and these lip balms came literally 1 minute before I was walking out the door for my trip. So I was like, I'm grabbing them and I'm bringing them along with me, and we're gonna film from our vacation because I can't wait. I can't wait to dig into them. These are the new YSL LOVESHINE Candy Glow Tinted Butter Balms. So how is this different from what they have had in the past? They've been coming out with a lot of these different lip balms lately. So recently they released the new LOVESHINE, I think it's like the lip oil, and this was kind of all the craze. I picked up one of them on the Sephora sale. I am kicking myself that I didn't bring all of my other YSL lip balms with me to show you guys the differences, but I wasn't thinking. I was literally walking out the door for vacation. So instead, I'm gonna put in a clip of that LOVESHINE one that's been recent. It's still fairly new on the market. And so this one has it's a little bit more of a shine than their original formulas. So this one's just sort of, the way they describe it is that it's kind of like just a little bit of an oil with a smooth finish, and it just gives you a hint of a shine. And I think that's really, it's not too much more different from their original formula. Besides that, just that extra little shine in there. Now, I have some of the originals. I think we just got them. That's what we got in our Allure Beauty box recently. But I think that these have been discontinued. I'm gonna put a little clip of me trying those too. So I don't notice like a huge difference between them, to be honest with you. I think the LOVESHINE lip oils are a little, just a hint more of a shine and oil to them. Then they have their new Candy Glaze. And again, kicking myself because I'm supposed to be getting those actually in PR, but they haven't come yet. And I was trying to decide, should I wait to do the video until I have those to compare with you guys, or just go ahead and do the video? I want to go ahead and do the video because I can't wait on these. So, but those are coming in PR. Stay tuned. I'll probably do a short or a reel or another review on the Candy Glaze ones. And those are just, they're a little more on the gloss side. So you're going to have more of a gloss formula rather than an oil formula. And they still have slight shine too, but they're more of like a jelly finish. They're going to give the lips more of that juicy effect rather than an oil effect, if that makes sense. And then that brings us now to these babies that literally just dropped. And so the difference with these are they're more of a butter balm. Now they're still supposedly gonna have a slight shine, but it's gonna be more of a smooth, soft shine. And these are gonna be more just butter balm finish. So not like gloss and not oil, buttery more, okay? And then on top of that, they're tinted and pH adjusted. So let's talk about the pH adjusted for a moment. What does that mean? I mean, this isn't anything new. pH adjusted has been around for a while, very popular, probably like in the 80s. We all had our mood changing rings and stuff, and it was a similar idea. We had like mood changing lipsticks. And so really what that is there is a dye in the formula that when it reacts to the skin, it kind of triggers a chemical reaction that will change the color a little bit. And might be different for each person's skin type and skin moisture and all of those things, how that chemistry reacts. Now I was thinking about, even after we swatch and try these on my lips, maybe even test them out like on a napkin and see what the difference is between the color and the shades on the napkin versus how they react on my lips. So that might be a fun little experiment for us. But basically, you know, keep in mind that a lot of times the dye that is causing this is like a red dye. It's red dye 27, I believe it is, that causes this. I looked through the ingredients on this though, and I don't see red dye 27, but I do see a red dye. It includes red 28, red 21. So there are dyes in it. And so I think those are the ones that are creating this pH adjustment here. So the idea with this is it is supposed to be a different adjustment per person. And these are made with both maracuja oil as well as shea butter. And so that's kind of what's making these up, that's making that butter balm finish. So we have 6 different shades, and I'm gonna swatch all of them for you. But each one might, you know, in general be kind of that shade, but it's gonna adjust a little bit differently for every single person. So it's gonna look just a little off, a little different for each person. So it's kind of like your own unique formula for each one of us. So we're gonna test that all out. I think that was probably everything I wanted to say about it. And let's dig in to start swatching it for you, and I will be right back. First one, we have got the shade 1B, and this is described as a pink sunrise. So just giving you a look at the finish, you can really see that difference on the bullet here. Like, it really does have, I don't want to say like a plasticky look, but you can see the butter. It almost looks like a tub of butter, doesn't it? So truly a good name for it, butter balm, I think. So we are gonna swatch that on my skin. Ooh, it's not even showing up, is it? So this one's definitely very, very sheer and not showing much. That's gonna be your fairly clear color. Now, it is gonna be interesting to see if it changes after a few minutes. So we're gonna let it sit there for a minute while we swatch the others and see how these change, you know, as it does sit in and adjust to the skin. Very, very sheer and light, and it feels very butter-like for sure. Next, we have 44B. This one's described as Nude Levure, if I'm saying that right. This one looks a little bit like more pigment, not as sheer. Give it a minute, but very, very similar to the other. I do feel like things are starting to darken now after a couple minutes on my skin, so that makes sense. So here is 44B Nude Levure. So far, very pretty pinky toned colors. I love these so far. And they look like just so moisturizing, buttery. I think I'm gonna love them. Next, we have 3B Rosewood Blush. Starting to get a little deeper, still on the pinky toned. Yeah, so it is interesting. When they first go on, they do go on lighter, and then as they adjust into the skin, they get deeper pigment. And it will be interesting to see if these start adjusting more and different shades on my lips than they do on my skin. Like a different chemical reaction. Next, we have 7B, Nude Pleasure. It doesn't look very nude to me. I mean, it's starting to look darker or more like a chocolatey brown here, but we will see. There we go. Yeah, a little darker. I wouldn't call that a nude. I mean, maybe. So you're starting to get slightly deeper, slightly warmer maybe. I love all of these shades though. Next we have a 5B Nude Crush. So again, they're describing it as nude. I feel like these darker ones is what they're calling nude, and I think of a little lighter. Very similar. These two are really similar, but we'll see as they start adjusting. And then the last one is 6B Brown Nude. So still calling it nude, but a browner nude this time. And there we have it. Let that adjust for just a moment. There are all 6 of your shades. So there are 6 in this one. Some of the others have more shades than this, but there's just the 6. So there are all of your swatches for you. And so I'm gonna let that sit for just a moment, and then we'll get started on the lips and see if they look any different on the lips than on the swatches. And then we'll also try them out on the napkin. And so kind of do a little experiment with that. So I'll be right back. Guys, going back down the same line again. We're starting in the same order. We've got 1B, so let's compare it to this one. Keep in mind that I have on a little slight like darker lip liner with this, but it actually is coming out darker, I think, on the lips, isn't it? Yeah, so it looks very sheer here, but it's like a little darker on my lips. Interesting. So it's definitely reacting differently on my lips than on my skin. Up is 44B. Let's see how it compares to this one. Yeah, they're all darkening just a little bit more than on the skin. Next up is 3B. And how does it compare? I feel like it's slightly pinkier than on my hand, isn't it? Like I feel like it's not as warm. That is so interesting. It really does react differently on the lips than it does on the skin. That is 7B. So we're getting a little darker. So this one actually matches it a lot closer in my opinion. I feel like these darker ones, when you go to get it on, it does like, it's like I feel like it breaks up just a little bit more than the lighter ones do. But that's kind of a closer match. Maybe a little of that pink is shining through. All right, the next one we have is 5B. Starting to take on more of a red tint. I will say though, I'm trying to figure out, does the tint last? Is it hard to get it off? And that might be part of it, is that some of these other tints might still be a little bit of a remnant on the lips and shining through. And so that's the thing with a tint too, is sometimes like how long lasting is it? So we'll test that out a little bit too and see how long, I'll wear some for a little while and see, especially here at the beach. With a balm though, it's probably not gonna last very long, more of a balmy texture, but maybe the tint will stay around for a little while. So we'll see. But this one is supposed to be that shade. Still, I feel like on my lips, everything's taking on a much pinkier look than what they are on my hands here. All right, and then our last one, which was 6B. Let's see. This is supposed to be the more chocolate one, or the brown one, and boy, it is not brown on my lips at all. So very interesting. All right, so that's my take on it. So, you know, I guess if you want an exact swatch and to know exactly what the lipsticks are gonna look like, or lip balms, you're not gonna know exactly because they're gonna react differently on your lips. But it's still a neat concept. All right, guys, so that's all of them. We swatched all 6 of them. We wore all 6 of them. I feel like a lot of them look the same on my lips. Do you guys feel that way? I feel like a lot of them had that kind of very pinky hue on me. The darker ones were obviously just a little bit darker than some of the lighter ones, but overall, everything kind of turned pink for my lips. So let's look real quick at what they look like on napkins. I gave it a couple minutes, and here we have it on the napkin versus on me. Wow. So on the napkin, I feel like everything turns more warm tone, don't y'all think? And on me, it's a little lighter and cooler tone on my skin. But then on my lips, they're a little more pinky toned, everything is. So that is very interesting. Definitely does change with different skin reactions, but it's very different from my skin versus my lips. So that was a neat experiment. Also going to give it a little while. I'm gonna put one of these colors back on my lips and just see how long it holds up to kind of give you an idea of the wear test. And I am here in Miramar Beach where it's very humid. We're, you know, salty air. We're chilling. I got the beach right outside my balcony here. So it's gonna be a good test of how long this balm lasts on the lips today. And I will report back and let you know. But yeah, so that wraps it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It gave you a good idea about how these butter balms work. I think that they look amazing as the swatches on my skin. They turn so much more pink on my lips, but it's probably gonna be different for everybody. And then they're very, very warm toned on the napkin without any like skin chemicals. So really interesting concept. I love how these feel on my lips. Oh my goodness. They definitely are buttery and soft and smooth. So I love the finish. I do love these. I just thought it was very interesting to try out and play around with the pH color as well. So that wraps it up, guys. If you love reviews like this, you'll want to stick around. I actually cover a lot of beauty boxes here because it's a great way to sample a lot of beauty. I cover the spoilers, unboxings, and try-ons, but I also love to do latest release makeup. I'm really getting into luxe makeup like this, you know, high-end brands. I love YSL. And I love to cover, you know, the latest beauty news, try-ons, all of that, and shop for you so that you guys don't have to. So if you love that and find that helpful, you'll want to pop that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys on the next one.